Yes. Well, first of all, thank you guys for being here today. We're really excited to play in this bowl game, obviously sponsored by the PUBG, and just excited to be here in Albuquerque, number one. I mean, this is a big deal, a really, really big deal that we're here. Our team is excited. We've been here for the last few days and just trying to get acclimated to the area and everything. And I just really wanted to thank everyone, too, as well, that's had a hand in this bowl game, especially the local businessmen that are putting their time, their energy, and their money into this bowl game. So just really want to thank them as well, and obviously the committee for inviting us here. But we're excited to play this game. We're excited to play against UTEP. They're a great football team. I'm going back to all the days where I had an opportunity to coach against them, play against them. They've always been extremely tough, physical, and that has not stopped since Coach has taken over. So extremely excited, and yeah, we're ready to play.
If you have a question, Kylie has a microphone. If you could use the microphone for either of the players.
Questions for Kevin. This is your third bowl game. How different is this from Hawaii and Las Vegas?
They're just two different environments, this one, is elevation, different time zones and stuff. Hawaii, it was just, it's a rough place to play. Even when you play in Hawaii or you're playing a different team in Hawaii Bowl, everything, the air is different. Just, then this one is just like the elevation's a little bit different. The weather's different. This is just, my second time playing in New Mexico? Third time in New Mexico. So, and it's still like kind of a new scene for me.
And then Juan, for you, on the offensive side of the ball, there's a lot of questions that quarterback Juan, but from your perspective, how is the offense kind of flowing, and what is it going to take for you guys to get the win against UTEP?
Our offense hasn't really dropped off. I mean, we've handled adversity throughout the whole year, so any controversy that comes our way, we've been able to handle it and just practice the same way we practice all year.
For Coach Marks, if you could speak to the opportunity ahead for you and this team to win 10 games for the rest of the state program, what does that mean for Old Up?
Oh, well, it's huge for the Red Wave and just the Valley, and really what these guys have earned all season, just going back to after the COVID season, really. It's just what we really have to do is just refocus our energy on what's most important, and that's just focusing on us and you just making sure we do our job. And we know how big of an opportunity this is for our program, for our university, for sure. And more importantly for our seniors as well, making sure they go out the right way. But we know what we're in for sure. I mean, we had our opportunity to talk to the team and tell them where we were going, who we were playing. It was really, really interesting because I got a chance to sit back, obviously, in my new role and just kind of see it from a different perspective, and their eyes got big, like, oh, this is a big deal. It's a big time opponent that we're playing against, and so we're excited.
Coach, when you put on the film and you look at UTEP, what stands out the most to you?
Physical, for sure. Obviously, me being an offensive guy, I focus on their defense a lot more, of course, but when you have your three linebackers are leading your team in tackles, it kind of tells you the mentality of their defense. And then when you have looking at their offense as well, their quarterback, he's driving the ship for sure. And he does a really good job, and they do a great job protecting him as well. And they have two really good running backs and fullbacks and tight ends that do a really, really good job. Again, just being physical, just lining up and saying, hey, we're going to try to hit you in the mouth. So we definitely got to come out and try to match their intensity for sure, and just make sure we take care of the football and try to play sound on defense and play great special teams as well, because we all know special teams in bowl games is a big deal. So who can win the field position battle?
Coach, UTEP has played in the non-conference. They played two Mountain West teams and won against Mountain West teams. Do you look at any of the tape in those games, common opponents, and obviously a team that geographically is pretty close to you guys and playing a game in Mountain West territory?
Yeah, absolutely. You have more time when it comes to bowl games, so you have an opportunity to obviously look at common opponents. The one thing you try not to do is obviously just try to, beat your head against the wall because you're looking at so much film and just what they do and just try to narrow it down to the things they do really, really well, which they do a lot of things well. And yeah, I mean, of course we're going to look at common opponents and make sure we try to put our guys in the best position to win.
Coach, I don't know if you've seen the New Mexico Trophy yet, but have you ever seen an award like that before?
Personally, I have not, for sure, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's designed well, and yeah, definitely, we saw it on our way in, and a very nice trophy.
Coach Steve Berger on the drill. Just wondering how the team responded to the return of Jake Hamer and the team captain again?
The team's responded well to obviously Jake returning. They obviously accept him with open arms. I mean, he's their brother. We understand that sometimes, decisions are made, and that's okay. And one of the things is there was a lot going on at the time, and but we love having him back. It's exciting to have a depth now in our quarterback room for sure, and having those guys continue to split the reps and making sure they're competing for Saturday for sure.
Coach, obviously you play in the conference with Mountain and its name, so you're used to playing at altitude. You do that several times a year. But is that a factor? You're playing at altitude. UTEP's probably a little more used to it.
Well, number one, you definitely want to make sure you're hydrated for sure. And we have a great strength staff and nutrition staff that make sure they keep our guys on point and making sure we're doing all the right things to make sure so we're prepared for the game.
Each of the players, just what are your thoughts on Albuquerque, how they enjoyed this week?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
What are your thoughts on Albuquerque? What you enjoyed about the whole week?
I actually liked it a lot. It's my first time out here in Albuquerque. It's different from what I expected. I thought it was kind of going to be smaller, but it's a pretty big city. Just being out and around on the free time we've had, it's been a good time, checking out the local areas and stuff, even being at University of New Mexico, seeing their facilities. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, well, with this being my second time out here, I mean, the first time it was just here to play New Mexico, it wasn't really out like that. And like you said, this is like one of my boys, like my road dog right here. So, it was out and about. We went to seen all the local places, ate at local places, and then, yeah, really just stayed around the hotels sometimes.
Any update on the quarterback situation?
Any update on the quarterback situation? I said that they're splitting reps and because obviously originally what ended up happening, as you know, when Jake entered the portal and those things, is that obviously you have to try to build a plan and make sure that you're putting your two younger guys in a position to win, obviously, right? But, the beautiful part is when he obviously was not here, it gave a chance for those young guys to really shine and step into a role that we have not really seen them be in. And to be honest, they handled it really, really well. It was something where the offensive staff and myself were like, okay, we actually have three quarterbacks that can actually go into a game and actually play and get the job done. So, and then obviously playing to their strengths is something obviously you want to do and make sure you, as a coach, do to help the young man out for sure. But, those guys are going to compete, continue, and we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, we're still making a decision. Mm-hmm.
So you guys have talked about going, out and, seeing the local businesses in cuisine. We were known for our green chili. Have you ever tried our chili? And everyone wants to know where they're green.
My mom makes a really good green chili. I'm going green, but I haven't had any out here. I did go to a random taco truck, and they had a really good torta. That was honestly the best food I've had out here.
Yeah, I just had a bite of my boy's burrito last night. He had a green chili burrito, and that was it.
Yeah, cool. You and Juan, you guys had this long-term, reflect on that journey, what kind of goes through your mind as you think about the last time you put on Fresno State?
Can you say the last part one more time?
What goes through your mind as you reflect on your journey at Fresno State, knowing that tomorrow is going to be the last time you put on the field as a Newcomer?
Oh man, like what I could say, man, coming in as a freshman and all the way back in 2016, you know, feeling like an old man now. It's felt like a long time since my time has already been up. You know, come back with the extra COVID year. I mean, I have great memories. Like, I have friends who came and passed, and they played 5 years ago, and they're still surprised I'm still here. And then, you know, making new friendships, and like I made some of my best friends here at Fresno State. That's kind of what I look back on the most. Like, just the relationships I made. Not so much the, you know, football's going to come, you know, because that's what we do, but like the relationships were what really matter the most. And that's just like, it's crazy to see how close you get with some of these guys who are all over, like from all over the country. And yeah, that's just the biggest thing that I look back on.
Yeah, like Kevin touched on, I think the relationships built. You know, this last game is going to be bittersweet because it's one more time playing with each of these guys, but it's the last time playing with each of these guys. But me, I'm just grateful for it all. Like, it's I came back from an injury, so, you know, a big injury like that, you don't really know if you're going to be playing the same or even playing at all. So I'm just grateful for the experience. You have all the guys out there too.